Is it hard to access affordable, healthy food? Then listen carefully. Daryl Addison, an African-American inventor, has patented a process for growing food on demand. He called it Torpedo Pot. Torpedo Pot is a fully automated flower pot that gives you control over your plant's environment. All you do is add soil, seeds, and plants to the flower pot and watch it grow. Yes, Torpedo Pot grows the rest. Visit www.torpedopot.com.
You know, once again, the fire department out there in New York has a lot of white supremacists working for them. So 9 New York City firefighters have been suspended without pay for their involvement in a series of racist messages and memes shared by cell phone in what many officials are calling the most severe discipline ever handed down in the history of the department. Now, the organization is rarely known to terminate or suspend its employees for long periods of time. However, 9 firefighters who were not identified were quietly relieved of their duties for periods ranging from a few days to 6 months, according to the New York Times. They reported last week. So it said content shared included memes mocking the death of George Floyd, who was caught on video death on Memorial Day 2020 after Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on his neck for nearly 10 minutes, and it set the nation ablaze. Now, it said the offensive content was discovered in April when someone leaked the group text message thread to some black firefighters who, for obvious reasons, had not been included in the group. Well, we all know why. The newly added African-American group got a look at the thread, including memes like the Sesame Street character Ernie getting a job as a cop and refusing a salary because being able to legally shoot black children is payment enough. It said another meme was a fake dating profile for George Floyd that gave his match as a white man's knee. I mean, these are the people you have to understand who come out when there's emergency services, not just fire, but ambulance. So you have these people coming to pick you up. Now, I've been told by black people who are paramedics and things like that, that these people sometimes let black people die because they're white supremacists. They don't treat them as they should, or they had to step in and make sure this black person was treated right. Now, they say the group chat, they say, which also included bigoted discussions such as someone comparing black people to animals, and a response that while animals behave better was dissolved about the 30 minutes after the black firefighters were added to the thread. But news of the secret clique and its racism made its way to FDNY Senior Command, launching the investigation. So they say the disciplinary actions for the group chat came after several black firefighters came forward with complaints about the unfair and discriminatory treatment they've endured at work. Black firefighter Omar Wilkes, which we reported on him before, filed a lawsuit against the department and the commissioner last August. Wilkes claimed that he was retaliated against for refusing to obey May 2020 orders to use fire hoses on black people protesting in the name of George Floyd. They said Wilkes said that he was also punished for continuing outspokenness against the racism in the department. And the suit claims Wilkes' right to free speech was violated and named the FDNY commissioner and 5 other officials as defendants. Now, another complaint came from a former black firefighter named Kareem Charles, and said who at times was told he was called Kool-Aid by other firefighters in the academy. Now, I say the fire department of New York has a substantial higher percentage of white employees than its New York counterpart, the NYPD. It says 75% of the firefighters in New York are white. That's done by design because New York is very diverse. Been there, okay? That's so done by design compared to 47% of the police officers. Yes, I've seen more of the police have be black in other groups more than any other department, at least from what I've seen. Now, I say the figure that the white FDNY personnel is a decline from 93% in 2014. So at one point in time, it was almost all white. Meanwhile, only 8.2% of current firefighters are black, 13.4% are Hispanic, and 2% are Asian, according to a statement provided by the department. But that is a culture. Like I said, listen, the culture of white supremacy is what I tell y'all about all the time. It is a culture. They can't help themselves. They teach that when they're 1 year old, 2 years old. And this is why they grew up doing this. It don't matter what part of the country they live in, it is their culture. You always gonna listen, if black folks get on this lawsuit game, you be making so much money. We just reported on a brother that got $30+ million from Tesla for their racism. You understand what I'm saying? Sue these people. You find out about this stuff, sue. Get your money. Get it. I remember, I'm laughing at him. Charleston White said, you go to work. I go to work to sue. I thought that was so funny when he said that, because Charleston has been very successful at suing these companies. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the people who are responding to emergency services. So when you hear about these mandates and a lot of these people quitting their jobs, I think these mandates starting to become a blessing in disguise, because a lot of the Mzungus are the ones that's quitting. They the ones that are doing it for the most part. And a lot of them are the ones that are participating in the racism. So what, I guess, defund the police couldn't do, I guess Jim Crow Joe is doing, I guess. You know, I'm starting to think about that. It's clearing them out. Let's say 40% of Seattle Police Department talking about they about to get fired because they won't get their jab. So, you know, hey, we know the police haven't been nothing good for us. They give us trauma and PTSD and everything else. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with this fire department. Like I said, the New York Fire Department, or FDNY, like I said, they try to label them as heroes, but they're just nothing but a little white supremacist group every time I look up.
Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system, because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.